Hey guys, I'm s7yler, and in this video I'm going to review the Leagoo Elite 1 in black, a very stylish 5-inch phone with some pretty good hardware. The design is simple and flat, the materials are glass and metal, and when you hold the Elite 1 in the hand it feels very premium and nice. The Leagoo Elite 1 is one of the first good 5-inch China phones with a front fingerprint scanner that I have tried. And as a fan of 5-inch phones, I only welcome that, as the trend so far always have been 5.5 inch. So if you want to see the accessories, wall charger, etc. included in the phone, please go to my channel and search for my Leagoo Elite 1 hands-on video where I do a complete unboxing. I will also provide a link for the unboxing video below in the video description. Let's have a look at the phone design. So on the top we find the light and proximity sensor, a notification LED with red, green and blue, the ear speaker together with a 13 megapixel interpolated Sony IMX179 front camera, and the real megapixel will be 8. The phone has a 5-inch Full HD JDI IPS display with 441 ppi. It is very sharp, vivid and bright. In the bottom we find the menu, home and back buttons, and the menu and back has low backlight, while the home button is a mechanical button that you can press down. On the back side, which is non-removable and made of glass, we have a 16 megapixel interpolated Sony IMX214 rear camera, and the real megapixel will be on 13. And we also see a dual LED flash. Inside the phone we will also find a 2400 mAh battery that I also have tested to be true. For the results, please check the video description for a picture. I also noticed that after more charge cycles the battery life improved a little bit. And last we also see the Elite 1 logo. In the bottom of the phone we find the micro USB port with USB OTG support, the microphone and 2 speaker grills where the sound will actually only come out of the left side. I guess the right grill is only there because of the design. On the right side we find the volume rocker together with the power button. In the top we find the 3.5mm headphone jack and a noise cancelling microphone. And last on the left side we find the double-sided dual SIM tray, which you have to open up with a small pin. And you can use 2 MicroSIM cards or 1 MicroSIM and 1 microSD card, but it's not possible to use all 3 cards at the same time. So let me also open up for the SIM tray, and let's have a close-up of the tray. Now let's have a look at the phone. So it supports double tap to wake, and right now I have activated the fingerprint scanner. Let me demonstrate it here. So you just place your finger on the scanner and it will unlock. Let's try this once again. And let me try it with another finger to show you that it doesn't work always. Here, try again. So here it's not accepted. And then you can slide to the side and input your code. Okay. Let's try again with the correct finger. So this is working really great. And the fingerprint scanner is working 360 degree. This means you don't have to do it in the same angle. You can do it like this, for example, also. Will still work. And let's try it from here. Okay. So the fingerprint scanner is working, I would say 9 out of 10 times I'm using it. But I would wish it was a little bit faster. It's not the fastest fingerprint scanner I have tried, but the speed is okay. And let me also show you that the phone support off-screen gestures. For example, let's draw a C for the camera. And you can see it will activate. I could also, for example, draw an E. And this will start up the file manager. And here on the stock lock screen we also have some shortcuts to the dialer, to the camera and the SMS. And here you see the stock UI. So the launcher support themes. You can customize the theme and icons like you want. And the stock launcher also support air gestures. Let me just demonstrate it here. And you can also from the top and down. And it also features a special button here, a smart button. So when I hold this button, you can see I have set this up to start up YouTube. But you can set the button to start any app you want. Like a shortcut, just hold and it will start. When I click one time, it will play with the music player. And when I click again, it will pause the music. So that's very convenient to have this smart button in the side. And let me show you the speed here in the UI. So right now I'm using a special transition. You can change this in the settings. But we also have dedicated pages here for the camera app. You can activate the camera directly. That's nice, and you can here scroll in the timeline. Here we have a music player. Let me just try to click here. See the player. And let's also have a look at the buttons. So you notice that we have two capacitive buttons, menu and back. And we have the home button with the fingerprint scanner. So there are low backlight in menu and back. Maybe you can see it here. So it's not that strong, but enough so you can see it in the dark. Let's try to click here on menu. And we get some settings for the wallpaper, desktop, system settings. You can make folders, screen manager and edit mode. Let me just demonstrate it here and show you the settings. So you can enable or disable shader effect, icon shake, page effect, special effects. And another nice thing is that the phone is also supporting notification LED. So it will show different colors, red, green and blue. And here you can see it in red. It's because I just connected the wall charger. But also if you have missed calls or SMS and so on, it will begin to flash in red, green or blue. You can set this up in the settings. And let me show you the quick toggles. We see here 4G. Of course this phone here supports 2G, 3G and 4G LTE. We have support for flip covers, hold open. We have hot nut, alternative to NFC, where you can send files. And let's check out here the animation on the auto rotation. So this confirms that we have Android 5.1. And the vibration in the phone feels nice, so it seems to be in a good quality. And you can also see that the bezels, I would say they are pretty standard. Not the thickest I have seen, but also not the slimmest. But I would say it's acceptable. Only you see here in the bottom that there is some wasted space, but sometimes it also has something to do with the internals, that they need enough room. This could be because of the fingerprint scanner, and there will probably be some components in this area here that takes up some space. And regarding the connectivity, you see here the VLAN, the Wi-Fi, and I'm using a dual SIM. So the network is also really good. You can see one SIM card in full and the other one about 80 to 90%. Wi-Fi is in top because I'm very close to my Wi-Fi router here. And while I tested the phone, I did not experience any network or Wi-Fi issues. Actually, the Wi-Fi is really good. And now let's try out a test call. Let's test out the proximity sensor. This is working.
You have 0 new messages, 1 saved messages.
And let me try the ear speaker up to the microphone.
To listen to your new messages, press 2. To listen to your saved messages, press 3.
Okay, so that was the speaker here, the ear speaker. It's loud and clear. And now let's have a look inside the camera app. So you can see we have face beauty, we have panorama, multi-angle, and so on. We have HDR, the flash, and the front-facing camera. We also see that the buttons here are changed a little bit in the graphics, but that's typical for Leagoo. Let's see the settings. You can set the volume keys to capture. And here we see 16 megapixels interpolated. The real will be 13. Let's try full screen. Let's see in video. So fine will be full HD and high will be normal HD. Let's see some samples. And I have taken some samples using the rear camera sensor in order to show you how the device performs. Take a look at these samples and be the judge yourself, because it is in the eye of the beholder. The link to the samples can be found in the video description. And regarding the front-facing camera, does some really good sharp pictures also, but you need to disable the face beauty because the face beauty makes the pictures look a little bit blurry in my opinion. So when you use the front facing, I recommend disable the face beauty and they will be much sharper. And let me also show you the autofocus. You can see it is focusing here by itself. And let me test out the camera here in the dark with only the LED flash. Okay, so here you can see the picture. Very sharp, looks good. Let's also try out the torch, the dual LEDs on the back. I would say they are okay. They're not the strongest, but they are still better what I have seen on many other phones. And now to the viewing angles, here from the bottom. Let's try from the side. Good viewing angles, IPS, one glass solution. And the display is full HD. Good colors. Good brightness, very sharp picture. So regarding the 3.5mm headphone jack, when using earphones, the sound is clear and loud, so there are no issues with that at all. So one problem I noticed is that when you change the wallpaper, let's try here to something else. For example, this one. So you can see it looks normal here on the desktop, and also here on the lock screen it looks good right now. But let me try to enable the fingerprint scanner and the security. So now it's enabled, and let's try again. And now you can see the same wallpaper is actually squeezed, and that doesn't look good. You can see it's all different from the desktop wallpaper. And you can avoid this by using a wallpaper that is cut exactly in the size of the display. Then it will not be squeezed together. Let me try, for example, to change. Let's try to change to this one here, because this one here is exactly the screen size. Okay, let's try here again. And you can see here it looks normal, just like on the desktop. And now let's have a look inside the settings. So first of all, we have support for hotnod. So with this you can send files, and it's kind of an alternative to NFC. We have SIM cards. So here you can switch SIM 1 or 2 to use the mobile data. Of course you can't use both for mobile data at the same time. You have to choose 1 or 2, and then the other one will just be 2G. Then we also find gesture wake, off-screen gestures, draw letters to start up some apps. And when you enable this, the double tap to wake will also be enabled. Inside display we find mirror vision, and we also find prevent pocket dials. Then we have gesture motion, 2 finger to change the theme, 3 finger screenshot. This is working. And we have video eye control. We have hall. I believe this is something to do with a flip cover. We have the fingerprint set. We find mobile anti-theft. Lock the phone or wipe data remotely. Then we have the notification LED. See 3 colors. We have normal gestures, and these are air gestures. For example, in the launcher, music player, and also even for calls. You can see you can wave your hand when you have an incoming call, and then you can answer or reject the call. Then we see the smart button. So you can set up any app you want if you long press the button. We find the storage, and you can see the total space near 26 GB. Support for SD card and also external USB storage, USB on the go. We have power save mode. Let's see the RAM consumption, 1.8 GB of 3. Let's see cached, 1.6. So the phone totally has 3 GB of RAM and nearly 2 is available still, so that's good. Then we also find emergency rescue. So you can set up, if you hold all the buttons down, the volume and the power, then it will send emergency message. Then we have privacy protection, guarded mode, you can hide call log, message and so on. Set applications, so you can lock some of the applications if you don't want people to access them. Language and input. Phone is multi-language, so I would say everything is supported. And we also inside accessibility will find quick boot support, so it can boot faster. We see developer options and about phone. We see the build number, Android version 5.1, the model number. We see the Leagoo logo, and it supports OTA wireless updates. Here you see my current build. So that's it for the settings. In the rest of the video I will show you some results from different test apps, and in the end I will run a game and tell you about the pros and cons, so stay tuned if you want to know more. And here the live GPS test. So I have just recorded this so you could see the results. And we can see 20 in view. The accuracy is down on 5, now 4, 14 in use. And we also see support for GLONASS. So these are GLONASS satellites. Now the accuracy is down on 3, 16 in use, now 17. And the fixed time was also really fast. Signals are pretty good, I would say, up to 39. And now to my pros and cons. First to the pros. It has a very good design and is made in metal and glass that makes it feel and look very premium. The phone also has LTE Band 20 support, and the built-in bottom speaker provides sound quality above average. The fingerprint scanner is easy to use and works 9 out of 10 times for me, but could be a little bit faster to unlock. It also features a notification LED and backlight in the touch buttons. Also, I noticed that it has very fast internal storage speed. With AndroBench I got about 230 megabit per second in read speed, so that's really good. And last, it has good gaming performance. Most 3D games run smooth. Two of the cons are that the battery life could be better, but up to 7 hours on-screen time is possible if you disable all the air and gesture wake features. In the bottom there are 2 speaker grills, but the sound is only coming out of the left side. The right side doesn't seem to have any function. Also, it has very few sensors built in. There's no e-compass or gyroscope. The phone also has glass on the back side. That could for some people also be a bad thing, but for me personally it is not a problem. And the phone's SIM tray only support 1 SIM and 1 SIM card, or 2 SIMs. 3 cards at the same time is not possible in this tray. And last, currently there is no way to root this phone, so this is also a thing you have to be aware of. So my opinion about the Leagoo Elite 1 is that it is a very stylish 5-inch phone with some pretty good hardware. I like the design, size and materials, but would just wish that they had put a better or bigger battery inside, because that's clearly the biggest downside about this phone. I hope Leagoo are going to optimize and support the firmware further in the future to give us the best possible battery life, because that could maybe help a little. Well guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You'll find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please comment below, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.